Check 1 2, test 1 2, check 1 2 3, test 1 2, check 1 2 3.
And good afternoon, and welcome to sunny Lexington, South Carolina for today's game. The opener of the 2019 Spartan Southern Classic is Case Western Reserve University will be taking on Roger Williams University. Doubleheader today. Case Western Reserve will be the visiting team in the early game, and Roger Williams will be the home team. Those two will flip-flop for Game 2. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm John Schwartz. The Spartans come in riding a 4-game winning streak, sweep of a doubleheader about a week and a half ago against Allegheny at home in very chilly Cleveland, about a 30-degree day that day, and the Spartans were able to come away with a pair of wins and then looked very good at Oglethorpe University on Sunday and yesterday when Case Western Reserve won 9-0 in the first game of that series on Sunday, and then picked up a 6-2 win in the second game. And we'll go ahead and get started here with the first game of the Spartan Southern Classic, a doubleheader between Roger Williams and Case Western Reserve. And let's go ahead and get you the lineups for both teams, beginning with the batting order for the Spartans. In the leadoff spot, it'll be Rocco Ma, the second baseman. Jake Ryan playing left field and batting second. Jacob Kusha playing third and batting third. And Tyler Wipazinski in the cleanup spot. He'll be catching today. First baseman is Benjamin Stawicki, batting fifth, followed by Matt Levine in the DH spot. We'll see someone else hitting for him, as well as our next batter, Nick Denovi, who is the starting right fielder. But again, we won't see either of those two in their position. Kind of phantom plays for head coach Matt Englander there. Samuel Neal, the center fielder, bats eighth, and then Jacob Lott, the shortstop, in the ninth spot. Mark Gross, the senior on the mound today for Case Western Reserve. We'll tell you a little bit more about him in the bottom of the inning. For Roger Williams, over at first base, Brandon Jenkins. Second baseman, Anthony Dominguez. The shortstop is Tommy Hoban, and the third baseman is Tyler Cedeno. In the outfield, Joey Galino in left. Center fielders Eli Kamner and Danny Roth is in right. Doing the catching is Chris Bosco, and on the mound making his collegiate debut is the freshman righty Kyle Schaefer, who will get his first look at a collegiate baseball game. The freshman on the hill starting things off, and an early test for him against the All-American Rocco Ma. First pitch taken down and out for a ball, and it is a 1-0 count to start things off here against Ma, who's off to a bit of a slow start, and certainly understandably so, after he was hit in the face with a pitch in the third game of the year for Case Western Reserve, as Schaefer delivers a strike, 1-1. Ma donning the face mask on his batting helmet and wearing a mask in the field. As the 1-1 on the way, line back foul, and it's a 1-2 count now on Rocco. Rocco, the preseason All-America first team second baseman on the D3Baseball.com All-America team, and All-America first team selection last year as well. He awaits the 1-2 from Schaefer. Swing and a miss, strike three. Schaefer rings up the first batter of his collegiate career, and there's one retired early. So a nice start for the freshman Schaefer, but a dangerous hitter coming up here, Jake Ryan. Ryan batting .296 on the year. He has 1 home run, 6 RBIs, 4 extra base hits among his 8 total hits is the first pitch on the way, and it catches the outside corner for a called strike, 0-1. Ryan hit one of the longer home runs you'll ever see by a Division III baseball player at Oglethorpe, well over 400 feet, to left center field in the first game of the 2-game series. And Ryan really coming into his own. He was red hot down at Oglethorpe, hit everything hard that he made contact with. 1-1 on the way. Breaking ball, that one drilled in the air, deep towards left center field. Coming over, sliding, and making the grab in left center is the left fielder Joey Galino. Nice catch there to save what would have been an easy extra base hit. And there are 2 retired now in the inning. So another hard hit ball for Jake Ryan, but nothing to show for it. And now Kyle Schaefer, potentially with a quick first inning of work here lined up, as Jacob Kusha comes to the plate, the third baseman for the Spartans, who's trying to work his way out of a little bit of a funk. Takes the first pitch, letter high fastball, maybe a shade above as the count goes to 1-0. Kusha batting at .280 on the year. The senior third baseman takes the called strike, 1-1. Kusha is 7 for 25 to start the year, double and a triple among his 7 hits. He's driven in 4, scored 3. Up high, and it's 2-1. Good job by Kusha to make Schaefer work a little bit here. after a quick first 2 outs. He's up to 10 pitches now in the early going of the game. 2-1 on the way. Breaking ball down and out. 3-1. Tyler Whippazinski, the catcher in the cleanup spot, waiting out on deck as the 3-1 on the way to Kusha. Fastball, line drive, fit foul. Kusha was a little bit out in front of that one as the count goes full 3-2. That's something Schaefer's going to learn, that the base is empty earlier in the game. You don't want to give the batter something too good to hit in that situation. Schaefer might have gotten a shade lucky there as he hung one over the plate. Here's the 3-2. Breaking ball, that one line towards the line and left. It's down in fair territory for a base hit. Kusha rounds the corner at first, but stops there. Good job in left field by Golino again to get over and cover some ground there. But that is the first hit of the game. It's a base hit for Kusha, and there's one on now with 2 away. And the batter will be Tyler Whippazinski, who last season against Roger Williams hit a monster home run over the wall in left field here at Lexington County Stadium. Whippazinski starting to heat up. He hit a home run in yesterday's game. He's now 6 for 26 on the year for a .231 average. 5 runs batted in. Down low. Nope, taken for a strike at the knees. Count goes to 0-1. Bill Benson calling the balls and strikes today behind home plate for game 1. Richie Talent out in the field. The 0-1. That ball lifted in the air. Right field, lining it up in right is Roth, and he makes the grab for the out. And a good first inning of work for Schaefer to start his collegiate career. No runs on a hit, no errors, and a man left on. We will move into the bottom of the first inning. And we are scoreless here. Let's go ahead and get you the batting order for Roger Williams, which comes into the game with a 1-1 record. Leading things off will be the left fielder Joey Golino. Chris Bosco catching and batting second. Brandon Jenkins, the left-handed hitting first baseman in the 3 spot. And Danny Roth, the right fielder, bats cleanup. Eli Kamner playing center field and batting 5th. Tyler Cedeno hitting 6th and playing 3rd base. Anthony Dominguez is the second baseman. He'll hit 7th, followed by Ben Bonavita, the designated hitter in the 8th spot, and Tommy Hoban, the shortstop, will bat 9th. Defensively for the Spartans, at first base, Benjamin Stawicki. The second baseman is Rocco Moss. Shortstop is Jacob Lott, and the third baseman is Jacob Kusha. We're going to have to take a look around the outfield here and see who came out to play. And it looks like we'll have Noah Murley in right field. Sam Neal will be in center. And in left field, that is Jake Ryan. Doing the catching is Tyler Whippazinski. And on the mound is Mark Gross. So we do have that one early change as well here, as, again, Noah Murley will be in right field. And I assume he'll be hitting in the 7 spot in the lineup.
Defensive change for Case Western Reserve in right field, number 2, Noah Murley.
Meanwhile, let's go ahead and get you the line on Mark Gross, who is 0-1 on the year with a 5.40 ERA. He'll be making his 3rd start of the year. One was good, one not so good. 6 2/3 innings on the season for Gross. He's allowed just 6 hits, walked 4. Opponents hitting only .222 against him. He's let up 7 runs, 4 of those earned. Again, it's been a little bit of an up and down stretch here for Gross, really for the better part of his last 10 starts or so, dating back to last season. Gross was lights out here last season at the Spartan Southern Classic. And in 2 starts this year, again, had one good start against Spalding, and then a start last weekend against Allegheny where he looked a little bit off, lasted just 2/3 of an inning. And I think maybe bothered a bit by the cold weather. Couldn't get out of that, couldn't control his pitches. Spartans ended up winning that game. But Gross will try to get his season straightened out here in the early going and misses low with the first pitch to Joey Golino as the count goes to 1-0 on the starting left fielder for Roger Williams. Golino 1 for 7 to start his year, batting at 143. Roger Williams was supposed to come in with a few extra games as that one fouled back 1-1. But they had a handful canceled. They did play a doubleheader against North Carolina Wesleyan. 1 9-inning game and then a 7-inning game. As that one fouled back by Gulino, 1-2. They split the doubleheader. Gulino, a junior out of Meriden, Connecticut, Francis T. Maloney High School. Swings and grounds that one softly towards third. It stays in fair territory. Kusha Fields on the run. Big stretch by Stawicki. And that stretch might have gotten the out there as Gulino just couldn't beat that one out. 5-3 the put out on the play, and there's one gone in the inning. Well, Stawicki getting the start at first base today because Casey McConaughey is the likely Game 2 pitcher. And so, again, Stawicki getting the start there and already paying off. Good defensive play as Gross misses outside to the catcher, Chris Bosco, 1-0. Two and 0 now the count. And there's a line drive into right field. Base hit for Bosco. His first hit of the season was 0 for 6 previously.
The first baseman for Roger Williams, number 34, Brandon Jenkins.
So runner on, and that'll bring up the 3-hitter, Brandon Jenkins. Jenkins looking for his first hit of the year. Little excuse me swing, and that might do it. Barehanded by Kusha. Throw to first in time to get the out. Nice play by Jacob Kusha, who has had some sterling defensive efforts at third base today, and another, or I should say this season, and another solid one there. Bosco does move up to second, so he's in scoring position now with 2 outs. But Kusha saved what could have been another base hit there. Boy, he's been tested early today down that third baseline. So 1 on, 2 outs. Runner at second, and the batter is the cleanup hitter, Danny Roth. Dangerous hitter at the plate, 3 for 5 to start the year as he takes that down in the dirt. For a ball, 1-0. Whippozinski struggled to find it, but picked it up at his feet. Roth 3 for 5, 3 singles in the 2 games against North Carolina Wesleyan. Scored 1 run. Hits that one hard down the third baseline, past the diving Kusha and into left field. It's a base hit. Rounding the corner at third is Bosco. He'll come in to score easily. An RBI single for Roth. And Roger Williams takes the early lead 1-0. So Roger Williams has jumped out on top here. 1-0 the score. And now coming up will be the center fielder, Eli Kamner. Kamner 2 for 6 to start his year. Well, Gross allowing 2 hits in the inning. As the slider for a called strike, 0-1 on Kamner. Kamner trying to keep it going, hitting in the 5 spot today. A senior from Hamden, Connecticut, hits that one softly to third. Kusha Fields throws a little low, but Stawicki digs it out. And that will end the inning as all 3 assists in that inning on the 3 outs came from the third baseman Kusha, who's put in a day's work already. Roger Williams takes the lead here on a hit on 2 hits and a run. They leave a man on, and we'll have a 1-0 lead as we move into the second. Stawicki, Levine, and Murley due up when we return. 1-0 lead for Roger Williams. Case Western Reserve will send up Stawicki, Matt Levine due up next, but it looks like Trey Armstrong will hit in his spot, and then Noah Murley to follow. As Case Western Reserve an early deficit.
The first baseman, number 28, Benjamin Stawicki.
First time the Spartans have trailed in the last couple of games. They come into today's game riding a 4-game winning streak. As the breaking ball misses inside to Stawicki, 1-0 the count. Stawicki hitting a .240 was hit a couple times down in that Oglethorpe series. Almost hit again there as that one down low for the second pitch. Stawicki has started the season off 6 for 25 with a pair of doubles, 2 runs batted in, the 2-0. Fastball up high and out, 3-0. And ball 4, 4-pitch walk issued to Stawicki, second base runner of the day for the Spartans. And Case Western Reserve will now try to answer back after Roger Williams scored in the bottom of the inning.
Now batting for the Spartans, number 3, Trey Armstrong.
This will be Trey Armstrong who will slide into the DH spot. And it was Matt Levine, the starting pitcher on Sunday, who was initially slotted into that role, but something that we'll see head coach Matt Englander do a bunch, as that's in there for a called strike, 0-1, is use those phantom players as an opportunity to potentially situationally hit. Here, though, Armstrong will come up with a runner on first. Can't hold up on that, and the count goes to 0-2 on Trey. Trey, a little bit of an up-and-down start to his year. Again, batting at .238, but he's had some big hits for this team. That ball in the dirt. Stawicki will move up to second as the throw comes in well late, rolls into center field, but Stawicki won't be able to advance. The count goes to 1-2, and that'll be a wild pitch that puts the runner in scoring position. So Stawicki over at second base now. Armstrong at the plate. The sophomore out of Delaware awaits the pitch from the freshman Schaefer. Swing and a miss at the high fastball, strike 3. Second strikeout of the game for Schaefer. 1 gone in the inning. And that will bring up Noah Murley.
For Case Western Reserve, the right fielder, number 2, Noah Murley.
So Murley will bat here with a runner at second and 1 away. First pitch to Murley. Checks his swing, takes it for a called strike, and the count goes to 0-1. That one, a called strike, 0-2. Murley 1 for 6 to start his year. He's making his 3rd start of the season in the game, hitting a well, I guess this technically doesn't count as a start. But he's hitting a 167 on the year. Finding the count 0-2 and fouls it back to stay alive. Count stays at 0-2. Sam Neal waiting out on deck. It's an 0-2 count. Noah Murley. Swung on line drive center field, base hit. Stawicki held a bit. Now they'll wave him. Here comes the throw to the plate. It's going to be a bit up the line. Stawicki comes in, and he's out, and he's going to be ejected, I believe, for not sliding on that one. Let's see if that's the case. You can't knock over the catcher anymore. And if I'm not mistaken, that's an automatic ejection on those plays. So we'll have to see. It'll go as a single for Murley. Stawicki out on the play, 8-2. And again, I believe the rule is that that's an automatic ejection if you don't slide on that play. You can't take the catcher out. Now, I think what Matt Englander will argue here is that the catcher was blocking the path, but again, my understanding of the rule in college baseball is that that's irrelevant. That you have to slide on those. It is not the same as the major league rule. So Matt Englander will argue this one, but again, I believe it will be to no avail. And the question now becomes, to a certain extent, what does Englander do here? Is the umpires will discuss this. If he does have to replace Stawicki at first, and again, I'm not 100% sure that I saw an ejection issued there. As the umpire is still discussing. Again, I don't know what the official call is, but certainly Matt Englander over at third base does not look happy. So we'll have to see if Stawicki comes back out. And then again, it'll be a bit of a shuffling of the lineup. As I would imagine, the first base option's a little bit limited here. If you're Englander, because you have Trey Armstrong, who's potentially capable of playing some first base as the DH in this game. You do have Noah Murley, who has some first base experience, so I wouldn't be shocked if he came in from right field. The other option would be Casey McConaughey, but I know Englander wants to avoid that as he's pitching in Game 2, slated to be the starting pitcher. So again, I believe... And again, I'm not 100% sure. We'll have to see in the bottom of the inning, but I do believe that is an automatic ejection for Stawicki. But we'll have to double check. In the meantime, Sam Neal will be the batter with 2 outs and a runner at second base as Murley moved up on the play. It's called strike to Neal, and the count goes to 0-1. Now the 0-1. Line foul. And the count goes to 0-2. Neal, the average a little bit low right now for him. Again, just 136, 3 for 22. But he started to hit the ball very hard down at Oglethorpe in both of the games, although not a ton of hits to show for it. He did hit an opposite field home run. So the second home run of his career came exactly a year after the first home run of his career. So that misses up high. That one took place down here in Lexington. Hit one deep over the wall in right center field. The one at Oglethorpe hit off of the foul pole in left field. Sam crossed home plate, kind of gave a little bit of a shrug after that one. Breaking ball stays outside, 2-2. Well, the 2-2 on the way. Fastball, that one hit deep in the air, down the corner into right. Tailing foul, but it goes off the wall in fair territory. Murley comes in to score the tying run. Neal stops at second base. Boy, he likes hitting in this ballpark. It's an RBI double for Sam Neal. Just missed his second home run in the last 3 days, and that evens the score at 1-1. That is a big 2-strike hit for Sam Neal, who is a tough at bat when he's going well. And again, a well-hit ball there. And the score all even, 1-1, as Jacob Lott, the 9-hitter, slides in. Lott, not your typical 9-hitter. Batting at just .222 this year, but that number should go up. 6 for 27 on the season. A little bit of pop, especially for a guy his size. The 0-1. Breaking ball, that hit in the air, shallow center, should be playable. Going back to get it is Kamner, makes the catch as he settles underneath it, and that will end the inning. So the Spartans answer back, a run on 2 hits and a man left on. We'll move into the bottom of the second inning, all even at a run apiece. It'll be Cedeno, Dominguez, and Bonavita due up when we return. And welcome back, and indeed we have some defensive changes here for the Spartans. So again, Stawicki ejected from the game for not sliding into home on a play at the plate. As the first pitch from Gross misses down for a ball, 1-0 to Tyler Cedeno, hitting at 167, 1 of 6 on the year. A 1-0 on the way. We'll get you those defensive changes in a second. Swing and a miss, 1-1. So Noah Murley does indeed move in from right field. He'll be taking over at first base. We'll see the freshman Cole Jarrett out in right field. So that one's fouled off by Cedeno, 1-2. Ground ball hit through the right side, and that's a base hit for Cedeno. So already third hit of the game for Roger Williams. Leadoff man is on for the first time today for the Hawks. And that will bring up Anthony Dominguez, 1 for 3 on the young season. Been hit by 2 pitches, walked once. Murley holding the runner on at first. Big lead over there for Cedeno. As the first pitch fastball called strike, 0-1. Spartans have done a very good job keeping opposing teams' running games in check this year. Opponents just 5 stolen bases on 9 attempts. Part of that is Tyler Whippazinski behind home plate, but this is a pitching staff that knows how to hold runners on as well. Down low, 1-1 on Dominguez. Two and one now. Two-one pitch. Ground ball hit towards second, could be 2. Maul flips over to Lott for 1, back to first, and a tailor-made double play. Well, Case Western Reserve does that about as well as any team in Division III over the last 2 years. Another double play turned by the Spartans, and again, that is the pitcher's best friend and one this pitching staff has taken good advantage of. Again, we've seen a couple of different guys in the middle infield this year, and they've all done a really good job of handling those double play situations. Now the base is empty for the designated hitter, Ben Bonavita, will be making his first appearance at the plate this season. It's down low for a ball, and the count goes to 1-1. Bonavita, a freshman out of East Longmeadow, Massachusetts. Collegiate debut, fouls that one back. 1-2 now the count. 1-2 pitch. In the dirt. Whipzinski blocks it, although somewhat irrelevant with nobody on base. That one stays up high. 3-2, full count. And down low, ball 4. So in his first collegiate plate appearance, Bonavita draws the walk. He's on at first.
For the Hawks, the shortstop number 9, Tommy Hoban.
And now coming up, the freshman shortstop, Tommy Hoban. Madison, Connecticut product, making his second collegiate game here today. 1 for 3 on the season, batting at .333. Takes that pitch high for a ball, 1-0. Popped up in the infield. Maw underneath it. Called off by Lott. Makes the grab, and that ends the inning. So pop up to short ends it, as Roger Williams leaves the man stranded after a base hit in the frame. We'll move to the third. Top of the order for the Spartans, who will send Maw, Ryan, and Kusha to the plate. It is a tie game. 1-1 the score as we move into the third when we come back. Welcome back. Top of the order, 1-1 game. Pretty good start so far for the freshman Kyle Schaefer for Roger Williams. Allowed a run on 3 hits. Faces Rocco Maw, who he struck out swinging. One of 2 strikeout victims for the Spartans the first time through the order. Takes a called strike and it's 0-1. Rocco trying to get his bat going. 250 on the season now. Rockets that one out to shallow left. Charging in and making the grab in left field is Galino for the first out. 1 gone here in the third. So Maw trots back to the dugout and Jake Ryan comes up. Ryan hit a ball hard to left center field his first time up. And again, it seems like everything is jumping off his bat right now. First pitch on the way. Hits that in the air deep towards center field, but that's playable for Kamner. 2 gone. So again, Schaefer eyeing a quick inning here. He's retired the top 2 in the order.
The third baseman for Case Western Reserve, number 19, Jacob Kusha.
And now Jacob Kusha, who is 1 for 1 with a base hit his first time up, now leading the team with a .308 average. First pitch, Kusha. And it's low for a ball, 1-0. Down and in, 2-0. Kusha, the senior A 4-year starter for Case Western Reserve, most of that time at third base. 2-0 pitch. Taken down and away, 3-0. Tyler Whippazinski waiting out on deck. 3-0 count on Kusha. Schaefer up to 40 pitches in the game. Roxon delivers number 41. And it's up high, ball 4. So Kusha with a 2-out walk. He's on at first, and Whippazinski will shed the shin guards and come up for the second time today with a runner at first base and 2 away. Whippazinski flied out to right field his first time up. Little bit out in front of that one. Fouls it off the plate. Count goes to 0-1. Whip on the year, 1 home run, 5 runs batted in. 3 of his 6 hits have been for extra bases. As a throw down to first. Not in time and was dropped anyway over there. Inside, 1-1. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Inside again, 2-1. You can see what Schaefer's trying to do, just work that ball inside to Whippazinski. He's now missed 2 in a row, and good chance here for Whippazinski to maybe get a hold of one if Schaefer tries to come back with one in the strike zone. But a young pitcher here on the mound. He walked the previous batter and now has fallen behind 2-1. And you got to believe Whippazinski's going to be ready to swing here. And he is. Sends that in the air, a little bit out in front, and it goes foul. Although, again, he got a nice piece of it. So 2-2. Well, Whippazinski might have been a little bit too anxious there to take the cut. Two on the way. Kusha looking runnerish over at first. He takes off. Whippazinski, though, swings and misses. Strike 3. And that will end the inning. Third strikeout of the game for Schaefer. And we'll head into the bottom of the third. It's still tied at 1. Top of the order for Roger Williams, Galino, Bosco, and Jenkins when we return. Bottom of the third inning coming up here. First game of the Spartan Southern Classic in Lexington County Baseball Stadium down in Lexington, South Carolina. Beautiful day outside.
Leading off the inning for Roger Williams University, the left fielder, number 2, Joey Galino.
Matt Englander came over, said something to the umpires, and I think making sure that a couple of Roger Williams players behind the home plate weren't using the gun on Gross here. They have a radar gun back there as that's a called strike on 1, and Golino falls behind. Grounded out to third base his first time up. Swing and a miss, 0-2. You're actually not allowed to use the radar gun on the opposing pitcher. That is, unless it's a situation where it's on in the stadium. Popped up behind home plate. Whippazinski, a little bit of a chase, but it'll land in the stands. Count stays at 0-2 on Golino. Golino, Bosco, and Jenkins. Same three that helped to bring a run across in the first inning for Roger Williams. That ball lifted in the air, center field, long run for Neal, and it'll land in front of him. Base hit for Golino. He's going to dig for second, but Neal got it in quick enough to hold him to the base hit. And Golino on at first to lead things off. Back-to-back innings that Roger Williams has had the leadoff man on. This time it comes with Golino ahead in the count, or behind in the count, I should say, 0-2. Good piece of two-strike hitting. His batter now will be the catcher, Chris Bosco, who picked up his first hit of the year his last time up and came around to score. He bunts here back to the mound. It's Gross with it. No one was covering second, and the only play will be on to first. And so they'll go as a sacrifice bunt for Bosco, 1-3 on the putout. Golino to second, but boy, that was bunted right back to Gross, and it looked like Lott was maybe a shade too late getting back there and made Gross a little hesitant to throw. It's in there for a called strike to Jenkins, who's looking for his first hit of the year. Grounded out softly to third his last time up. It was a nice play by Jacob Kusha down at third to retire him. Fastball's up high. Going back to that last play, I'm not sure if Lott was late to come over. He was kind of cheating to give himself a little bit of momentum to throw to first and try to complete a double play. But that's one of those, and I'm sure Brandon Stuckey, who does a lot of the coaching of the fielders for this Case Western Reserve team, will want to tell Lott, hey, that's not one where you want to cheat like that. You know, those plays where the pitcher isn't used to whipping around and throwing to second, you want to make sure you're giving him a good target. Runner goes, the pitch chopped over to second. Ma has it, throws to first in time for the out. Moving up on the plate to third is Golino. And there are two gone, so a somewhat productive out there for Jenkins, who moves the potential go-ahead run down to third, but with two outs, probably not exactly what he wanted to do there. And that'll now bring up a dangerous hitter in Danny Roth. 4 for 6 to start his year. He had an RBI single his last time up and takes that one up high for a ball, 1-0. Groves has to be careful here with Roth at the plate, and the rest of this lineup for Roger Williams struggling a little again early in the season. That ball lifted in the air, deep towards left field. Going back is Ryan at the wall, looking up, and it's gone. A two-run home run for Danny Roth, his first of the season. He's driven in all 3 runs today for Roger Williams, and it's a 3-1 lead for the Hawks. Well, probably the most dangerous hitter in this lineup, and Roth showing why there. A 2-run homer, and the Hawks take a 2-run lead. Roth now 2 for 2 in the game. Now 5 for 7 on the season. His first extra base hit of the year is that home run. Boy, oh boy, he's off to a great start to the year. So Gross touched up for the home run. 2 outs still, bases empty, and a timeout called. And Kamner steps back in. Eli Kamner 0 for 1 with a ground out to third. Good breaking pitch there for a strike, and it's 0-1. The 0-1 on the way. He bunts it down the third baseline. That one is perfect. Whippazinski has it. No throw to first. Can't do it better than that if you're Kamner. A bunt down the third baseline. Just deadened it perfectly on that grass, and he's on. You have to be careful when you're bunting in those situations on this field because you want to get it up on that grass. You have to get it up over that lip. If you notice on the video that the runways going down the baselines down the first and third base side are both dirt. And then there's a little bit of a lip before you get to the grass infield. As Cedeno takes the first pitch strike. So that's one of those situations where you want to make sure that you get that ball up on the grass. That's what's going to deaden it. But if you get it on the dirt, it's either going to roll too fast and be an easy out or roll into foul territory. Up and in with that one from Gross as the count goes to 1-1 on Cedeno, who singled in his first at bat. He's batting at .286 on the year. The 1-1 pitch. Up high, 2-1. Kamner leads off at first base. Not much of a lead, but a threat to run. Ground ball up the middle, through for a base hit. Kamner stops at second as Neal picks it up in center. But Cedeno with his second hit of the game. It's now first and second with 2 away. So 2 on, 2 outs. And Anthony Dominguez will step up after grounding into a double play his last time up. But first, assistant coach Nick Callahan will come out to talk with Gross. Well, Gross, a bit of a struggle here today. He's let up 7 hits now in the game, 4 in this inning, 3 singles and the 2-run home run to Roth. Going to try to find a way to settle in here. And again, for Gross, the early going of this season has been a bit of a struggle. Trying to find his way. It's been a Case Western Reserve pitching staff as a whole that has been fantastic this year. Team ERA of 2.19. Spartans have allowed a .212 opponent's batting average as a team coming into the game. And Gross, really for the first time this season, is allowing hits. Previously, he'd been fairly effective at, again, keeping the ball off their opponent's bats. And giving up just 6 hits in 6 2/3 innings. Coming into play today is the fastball a shade above the letters, 1-0. So even though he's been allowing runs, the hits have not necessarily been an issue. But today it's been 7 hits so far through 2 2/3. 1-0. Nice slider for a called strike, 1-1. Dominguez at the plate, .250 hitter on the year. Curveball swung on, grounded over towards short. Fielded by Lott, throws the short way to second to get the final out of the inning. And that will end the frame. But Roger Williams scores 2 more on a 2-run home run by Danny Roth, who has driven in all 3 runs today for Roger Williams. It's a 3-1 lead for the Hawks as we move into the 4th. Cole Jarrett, Trey Armstrong, Noah Murley due up when we return. Well, welcome back once again. 3-1 the score. Roger Williams with the lead. Cole Jarrett getting his first at bat of the game. Jarrett batting in Benjamin Stawicki's spot after Stawicki was ejected for running into the catcher on a play at the plate. His first time up high, and it's 2-0. Jarrett has seen some action, mostly though as a defensive replacement, a pinch runner. He's 0 for 7 on the year at the plate. Swings, hits that one softly towards third. He's got good speed. See if he can beat it out. The throw just in time. Good play by Cedeno at third base to get the out. And Jarrett will head back to the dugout with one gone. The base is empty. Trey Armstrong will be the hitter. Armstrong struck out his first time up, chasing a high fastball. Top of the fourth inning. Kyle Schaefer, nice start on the hill here against the Spartans. Delivers the first pitch, ground ball hit up towards short. Fielded cleanly there by Hoban. His throw in time, 2 gone.
The first baseman for Case Western
So
Reserve,
2 outs,
Noah Murley.
and Noah Murley will be the batter. Murley had a base hit his first time up, singling into center field. Benjamin Stawicki was on at second base at the time. And again, tried to score, and Stawicki knocked over the catcher on a play at the plate. And again, that resulted in an injection for Stawicki. Just misses there, and the count goes to 2-0. Or pardon me, 1-1. Murley's average up to 286. And it hit him. Oh, he'll call him back. He'll say he put his elbow out into that one. Slow plate umpire Bill Benson tells Murley to retreat. Not much of a fight from Noah Murley there, so counts at 2-1. Oh, 1-2, so he said that was a strike, which surprises me. That means that that ball was over the plate. As Murley fights one off, count stays at 1-2. Again, if you say the batter stuck his elbow into it, typically you see those called balls because, as we'll tell you here in a sec, that one fouled off by Murley. Typically, you call it as the pitch would have been had it not hit the batter. So more often than not, those are balls, even if the batter did stick his elbow into it. In that case, home plate umpire Bill Benson said, no, that was in the strike zone. 1-2 pitch in the dirt, 2-2. 56 pitches now for Schaefer, who's had a manageable pitch count. 2-2 on the way. Up high, 3-2 full count. Red hot Sam Neill waiting out on deck, or at least a percolating Sam Neill. 3-2 on the way. Foul tip back. Another 3-2 pitch. Good or bad here from Early. Making Schaefer work a little bit is the 3-2. Swing and a miss at the breaking ball, strike 3. Good inning for Schaefer, sits the side down in order, and we'll move along into the bottom of the fourth. It's a 3-1 lead for Roger Williams. 8, 9, and 1 due up in their order. Bonavita, Hoban, and Golino when we return. 3-1 the score. Roger Williams with the lead in the early going of this one. Bottom of the fourth inning coming up. First of two games between these two teams today. They'll play two more times after today. One game Wednesday, one game Thursday. So Mark Gross, been a bit of a labor out there on the mound for him today. Delivers the first pitch down and into Bonavita for a ball, 1-0. Bonavita walked his first time up, the freshman making his collegiate debut today as the count goes to 2-0. Mark Gross, the senior out of Butler, Pennsylvania. This is low, 3-0. He's been a member of this pitching staff now, the starting rotation, since his first weekend on campus, pretty much. Up high there, ball four, so Bonavita draws his second walk of the game. And there'll be a leadoff man on. Third straight inning that Roger Williams has had the leadoff man on. Tommy Hoban, the shortstop, now comes up, and let's see if he's looking to bunt the runner over. Kusha cheating in on the edge of the grass. No signs of bunting there as that misses in for a ball. You know, Gross has now thrown 5 straight out of the strike zone to start the inning, and they may give Hoban a strike before the bunt sign is on. Pickoff attempt at first. Not in time. Letter high fastball. 1-1 the count. Okay, so let's see if Hoban is bunting here. 1-1, runner on, nobody out. 3-1, Roger Williams lead. Nope, swinging away and takes a called strike, 1-2. Well, the bunt's certainly off here now with a 1-2 count. Bonavita takes the lead off at first. Here's the 1-2. Grounded hard but foul. Count stays at 1-2. Gross gets a new baseball. Stares down at his battery mate, Tyler Whippazinski, is the 1-2 on the way. Popped up, foul, and out of play. That one ricocheted off a light pole, I believe, and went straight down. Fortunately, a couple fans standing close underneath, but missed everyone over there. So another new baseball for Gross and another 1-2 pitch on the way. Takes it just off that outside corner. Count goes to 2-2. Two-two pitch. Called strike 3. Well, I don't know if that was a makeup call, but it certainly appeared to me that the previous pitch was on that outside corner, and that pitch looked a little low from up here. But either way, it evens out as that's a called strike 3. One gone now, runner at first, and Joey Galino, the batter. 1 for 2 today. Takes that up and in for a ball as he ducks out of the way, 1-0. Galino grounded out to third base his first time up. Singled and came around to score a run on the home run by Roth his second time to the plate. Batting at .222 in the early going of the season. Swings and fouls that straight back, 1-1. 61 pitches now for Gross. A little bit high in the pitch count, especially on a day where the Spartans are going to be looking to conserve as much pitching as they possibly can. That one fouled off. 1-2. That's how these weekends work. Now these weeks work on spring break where you play, now for Case Western Reserve, 9 games in 8 days. You need a lot of pitching. You need your pitchers to go long. That one looped into shallow left. It's a base hit. Good piece of 2-strike hitting for Galino, who singles into left. Bonavita stops at second base. 2 on, 1 away. And the batter now will be Chris Bosco, 1 for 1 on the day with a single and a run scored in the first, a sac bunt his last time up.
Roger Williams, the catcher, number 22, Chris Bosco.
Bosco, a 143 hitter on the year. First pitch. Swung on, fouled off, 0-1. Bosco bunted one back to the pitcher, Gross, on a sac bunt attempt his last time up. Gross looked like he had a play at second, but a little bit of a miscommunication between he and Lott. So that's on the inside corner for a strike, resulted in what ended up just being a sacrifice. Somewhat important as the inning went on is that potentially could have been a double play, although certainly would have been a tough one to turn. As that ball line drive into center field, it's another base hit. Neal picks it up. They'll send the runner home. He stumbles as he's coming across. The throw is up the line, and coming into scoring the play is Whippazinski. Ball picked up by Gross. Runner tries for third. He's out on the play. And that will be the second out of the inning, but a run does score. And it makes it now 4-1, 2 outs in the frame. So Galino advances a base and then is thrown out at third. 8-1-5 on the put out there. And Bonavita comes in to score from second. It's an RBI. 2 gone, runner in scoring position. 4-1 the score now, so Roger Williams adds on a run. They'll be happy to do that one way or another. Chopper towards second base. Rocco Ma there, fields, throws, and retires Jenkins for the final out of the inning. But another run across for Roger Williams on 2 hits. They leave a man on. 5th inning coming up. Bottom of the order for Case Western Reserve. Neal, Lott, and Ma, 8, 9, and 1 due up when we return. Well, Spartans have some hitting to do here. They trail by 3, 4-1 the score. As we move into the top of the 5th. Neal, Lott, and the top of the order with Rocco Ma due up. First pitch inside for a ball, 1-0. Schaefer has done a good job on the mound today. Neal has the only extra base hit of the day so far for the Spartans. One of just 3 total hits. Lifts that one in the air. Center field dropping quickly, coming in, and it's in front of the center fielder, Kamner. And it's another hit for Neal, who is really starting again to get hot. He has his second hit of the day, 2 of the 4 Spartan hits now. And he is on at first base with nobody out. And the batter now will be Jacob Lott, who flew out to center field his first time up. 4-1 the score as we begin the 5th. Neal comes back in and standing up, and the ball gets away from the first baseman. Neal pulls into second base and will stop there. So it'll go as an error on the play. Error on the throw by the pitcher. Neal moves up to second. First error of the game for either team. Let's see if Lott now can put a dent into a 3-run lead. Lott cooling off a bit at the plate, hitting a .214 after a good first weekend for the Spartans. That ball grounded hard towards second. It'll move the runner up off the chest of the second baseman. Plenty of time to throw out Lott, though, at first base. And there's one away. So a productive out for Lott, who sent it to the right side of the infield. Allows Neal to move up 90 feet to third base. Now back to the top of the order, and this will bring up Rocco Ma, who the Spartans really need to start to eat up. 0 for 2 in the game today. You wonder again with Rocco, who is hit in the face with a pitch in the third game of the season for the Spartans, if maybe having that cage on the front of his helmet is affecting him a little bit here. He has been cool the last 2 games at Oglethorpe, and again here today, 0 for 2 with a strikeout, swinging, and a flyout. He was as hot as could be down here in Lexington last season on his way to an All-America campaign, but swings and misses. Actually, foul tips that one back. Either way, it's an 0-1 count. Tough way to start the season, though, for Moss. Such high expectations for him, and then to kind of get derailed a little by that pitch to the face as he fouls that one back, and the count now 0-2. Again, physically, he's fine now. But, again, maybe affected a little bit by having to play with that shield on his face. Up high and out there, it's 1-2. I think the catcher, Bosco, wanted Schaefer to come up and out with that one. I'm not sure he wanted him to come that far up and out, but let's see if he pairs that with a pitch down and in here. Maybe something off speed. 1-2. And that's inside, and it hits Ma on the shoulder, and he'll head down to first base. Boy. Rocco, a tough kid, but and he's fine there, but boy, that's one of those where after already getting hit earlier in the year, you just kind of hold your breath and say, thankfully he's okay. So first and third now, and by the way, good speed out there on the base pass, and you can see the catcher, Bosco, coming out to signal to his infield, what do we want to do in this situation? Should Ma take off from first base? Ryan at the plate, 0 for 2, a dangerous hitter, representing the potential game-tying run. 2 flyouts, 1 to left, 1 to center, takes the first pitch, fastball up high, 1-0. Again, Schaefer here needs to be careful with Ryan at the plate because if he falls behind, he can't give him something over the plate to hit. Ma was leaning towards second, but dives back in safely. Pitch to the plate, down and out for a ball in the dirt. Ma not moving there. 2-0. 68 pitches now for Schaefer in his collegiate debut. Bosco, the veteran catcher, will trot out to the mound, have a talk with the freshman pitcher. No throwing yet. Oh, actually, it looks like there is throwing in the bullpen. That'll be Matt Verna Catola in the bullpen. Thanks to Chris Thompson, our PA announcer throughout the week here. Good to have him back in the booth with us as always. Breaking ball, little inside, 3-0. Now here's where Schaefer needs to be careful. Against Oglethorpe, Ryan's home run came on a 3-0 count. Case Western Reserve players will always have that green light pretty much, and when Ryan is hitting as high as he is, this could be a dangerous spot. The pitch on the way, Ryan takes the fastball inside corner, thought he had ball 4. But instead takes a called strike with the fastball, 3-1. So Ryan will trot back in. Well, after you throw that bat away, you better be ready to swing 3-1. You know the umpire is going to have a bit of a wide strike zone here. Runner takes off. The pitch down and out, ball 4. Won't matter. The strike zone isn't that wide. And that will load up the bases with 1 out for Jacob Kusha. And Kusha, see if he can produce here. So the tying runs on the base paths for the Spartans here in the top of the 5th inning. It's Neal who reached on a single as at first. After a ground out by Lott, Maul was hit by a pitch with 2 strikes. Ryan walked. Bases are loaded for Kusha, 1 for 1 on the day with a single and a walk. On the season, Kusha leading the team with a .308 batting average. He's driven in 4 runs. He does have a double and a triple and a chance to get a big hit here. First pitch on the way to Kusha. Fastball up and out. It's 1-0. 4-1 the score. Roger Williams scoring a run in the first, 2 in the third, 1 in the fourth. The 1-0. Kusha takes the breaking ball there for a strike as Schaefer has not been afraid to throw his breaking pitches today, even when behind in the count. It's been a big weapon for him. 74th pitch of the game for Schaefer. The 1-1 to Kusha. Another breaking pitch called strike, and it's 1-2. That looked to be a slider. The previous pitch was a bit loopier, maybe a curve. And so now if you're Kusha, get a little bit in your own head here. Well, he threw me 2 breaking pitches. One at 1-0, one at 1-1. What does he come with 1-2? Is it a fastball or is it another breaking ball? The 1-2. There's the breaking ball. Stays up high. 2-2. So maybe trying to change eye level here a little bit. Bases loaded. First real spot of trouble of the career of the freshman pitcher Kyle Schaefer. Timeout called by Kusha, the veteran at the plate. Four 4-1 the score. Roger Williams winning. Here in the top of the 5th. 3 on. Pitch to Kusha. 2-2 on the way from Schaefer. Takes it up high. Full count. 3-2. No place to put the runner here with Tyler Whipposinski waiting out on deck. Make no mistake, the pressure here is still on Kusha for now with his team down 3. Schaefer stares down at his battery mate Bosco, now delivers the 3-2. Swung on, hit softly to second base. Scooped by the second baseman. Only play is to first. In time to get Kusha for the out. Coming in to score is Neal. It's an RBI ground out for Kusha. And it's now a 4-2 game. The tying run's now in scoring position. And Tyler Whipposinski will come to the plate.
The catcher for Case Western Reserve, number 18, Tyler Whipposinski.
Well, if you're Roger Williams here, you have to consider walking Whipposinski, even though he represents the potential go-ahead run. First pitch strike there. And the reason why I say that is that you have a freshman, Cole Jarrett, out on deck who is yet to get his first collegiate hit. He's hitting in the 5 spot, but keep in mind he was a defensive replacement in the game. Timeout called by Whipposinski. And so that's why even though you put the go-ahead run on the base pass, which is typically a no-no, I think here the move is to walk Whipposinski. Swing and a miss there, and the count goes to 0-2. Well, Schaefer, the freshman, going after him. And Whip now behind in the count, 0-2. A lot of confidence being shown in his freshman pitcher as that one just misses. Jumping off the mound there was Schaefer. And he'll have to deliver another pitch here. 1-2 now the count. Jason Tower letting his freshman go after Whipposinski here. The 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball cued down to first base. Just tails foul. Well, first baseman Brandon Jenkins sat back on that one. Might have been better served to come up and attack that and get the out. Instead, it goes as a foul ball. Count stays 1-2. Ryan, the runner, at second. Ma at third, representing the potential game-tying runs. With Baczynski at the plate, behind the count 1-2, the pitch from Schaefer. Checks his swing. They'll say it went around. With Baczynski, wanted them to go out of the field, but the call made by the home plate umpire, Bill Benson. And that will end the inning. Case Western Reserve gets a run back on a hit. 1 error, 2 left on. We will move into the bottom of the 5th. Roth, Camner, Cedeno, heart of the order for Roger Williams. Actually, 4, 5, and 6 in the order for Roger Williams. Due up when we return. Welcome back one more time to Lexington County Baseball Stadium. Well, more than one more time. We've got another dozen or so games between the teams playing here over the next 2 weeks. As Mark Gross delivers a first pitch strike to the dangerous Danny Roth. 0-1 the count. Roth today, 2 for 2, has driven in 3 of the team's 4 runs, including a 2-run homer his last time up. Outside for ball 1, 1-1. Roth drove in the first run of the game with a single in the bottom of the first inning, hit a 2-run home run in the bottom of the third. Up high, 2-1. A little low, 3-1. Outside corner, full count, 3-2. 72 pitches in the game now for Mark Gross. His 73rd delivery of the day. Down and out, ball 4. Baczynski tried to frame that one on the outside corner, but couldn't do it. And frankly, based on the way Roth has been hitting, a walk maybe not the worst thing in the world here, as he'll be on at first with nobody out. By the way, that's now 4 straight innings, every inning except the first now, that Roger Williams has had the leadoff man on. Eli Camner now the batter, 1 for 2 on the day. Base hit his last time up on a well-placed bunt. As the pitch to Camner misses up high, 1-0. And after seeing that bunt the last time, Jacob Kusha playing a few steps in. Pitch is up high, 2-0. Action in the Case Western Reserve bullpen. And I believe that's Paul Slota warming up out there. Foul tip back, 2-1 the count. It appears action has stopped for now in the bullpen for Roger Williams. Swing and a miss, strike 2, 2-2. 4-2 the score. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning. Roger Williams with the lead. Throw down to first, not in time. Two-two. Swung on, chopper towards third. Fair ball, long throw for Kusha is in the dirt. Murley can't get it. It sneaks behind him. And moving up to third on the play is Roth. That'll be an error. First and third now with nobody out. Long throw there by Kusha, but a good one gets the runner. And so men on the corners now with nobody out. Łupazinski comes out, signals to his infield how to handle a first and third situation. Kusha sneaking in a few steps at third. It's the pitch in the dirt for a ball. Łupazinski fires down to second base. They get the runner. Well, that's not a caught stealing, but might as well be one. It'll just be a 2-4 put out on the play, as the runner attempted to move up on a ball in the dirt. It's a 1-0 count, but that's a big out there. So now Cedeno, who's 2 for 2 in the day, batting. It also allows the Spartans to pull the infield in. Strike one, 1-1 the count. That is maybe the biggest implication of that play there, is that the Spartans were willing to cede the run if they could turn 2 in the infield. Now they get to pull that infield in, potentially cut that runner down. It's a suicide squeeze. Ma has it, will go on a foot race to the bag, but won't be able to get there. Well, Murley went for the bunt, and no one covered first base in time, and it goes as a suicide squeeze. The bunt single works out well. And that will be it for Mark Gross's. Matt Englander going to the bullpen here with his team down 5-2 the score. Runner on at first when we come back. Well, Case Western Reserve will go to the bullpen here in the 5th, and Paul Slota will come in. Slota, the junior. Paul making his 3rd appearance of the year, and will be asked to do some more heavy lifting than his previous 2 appearances when he's gone a 1/3 of an inning each. No hits, no runs, 1 walk, no strikeouts on the season so far for Slota. Again, very limited appearances. Guy that head coach Matt Englander is expecting a lot out of this year. And a guy's going to have to shoulder some of the burden this week. Slota, the junior, out of Fort Mill, South Carolina. Not too far away, right on the North Carolina-South Carolina border.
The batter for Roger Williams, the second baseman, number 10, Anthony Dominguez.
And he will come in here needing to stop the bleeding a bit. Runner on at first, 1 away. Cedeno, the runner at first. He had his 3rd hit of the game on a suicide squeeze bunt. Dominguez now the batter, 0 for 2, grounded into a double play in his first at bat. Takes a first pitch strike, 0-1. Slota, one of the harder throwers on this Case Western Reserve team. Bit of a roller coaster start to his career. As that one line drive into right field, it's a base hit. Runner will stop at second as the throw comes back in quickly in right from Jarrett.
For the Hawks, the designated hitter, number 16, Ben Bonavita.
So now Ben Bonavita, who's walked twice, steps up. 2 on, 1 away. In the dirt, Whipzinski throws back to second, not in time. He's thrown a few batters out at second base this year. Almost had one against Oglethorpe the other day. Another pickoff attempt back to second. Again, not in time. 2-0 count at the plate. Again, first of 2 games here today in Lexington, South Carolina between these 2 teams. First of 4 over the next 3 days. 2-0. Slota misses up high, 3-0. 4 of his first 5 pitches have been out of the strike zone. The other one has been a base hit to center. Well, Slota's going to have to eat up some innings here one way or another. See if he can settle in. It's a 3-0 count. Let's see if Bonavita, the freshman, gets a green light. He doesn't and takes a fastball for a called strike, 3-1. Outside, ball 4, and that will load them up. Well, a 3-run deficit is manageable if you're Slota here in the Spartans. But you can't let it get much more than that. And in danger of that happening here. Pitch in the dirt to the 9-hitter Hoban, and it's 1-0. Slota needs to find the strike zone quickly. Matt Fernacatola is still warming in the bullpen. Looks like he may get the start of the next inning for Roger Williams. When will that be, though? That's a called strike. 1-1 now on Hoban, excuse me. The 1-1. In the dirt. Two and 1 the count. Two one pitch. Popped up. Foul territory. Murley coming in, called off by Kusha. They call an infield fly if it's fair, although, well, I guess they did call it in fair territory. So it would have been an out anyway. And that will be a huge second out in the inning. As the umpire from the field, Richie Talon, comes in to say something to Slota. Not sure what he told him. Base is still loaded, though. Maybe a shade of light at the end of the tunnel here for Slota. Tough hitter coming up, though, in Galino, who is 2 for 3 today. First pitch. Down and out for a ball. 1-0 on Galino, now batting at .302. One 0. 2-0. little wild here early on for Slota. 13 pitches now, 9 out of the strike zone. Got to attack the hitter Galino with the bases loaded, 2 away. Looking for one big out here. And that's low, 3-0. Starting to get into that dangerous part of this Roger Williams lineup. Big pitch coming up here, 3-0. Inside, ball 4, and that will bring across a run. So the bases loaded walk issued.
For the Hawks, the catcher, number 22, Chris Bosco.
And now Chris Bosco, the batter. Bosco hitting at 250. Takes that one in the dirt for a ball, and it's 1-0. 2 for 2 in the game today with 2 base hits. And a sacrifice bunt drove in a run in his last at bat. 6-2 now the score. Roger Williams with a 4-run lead. Chance to blow the game open as that's outside for a ball, 2-0. And Slota cannot find the strike zone right now. He needs to quickly. 2-0 pitch. Swung on, ground ball to short. Lott has it, flips to second, and that will end the inning. But the damage done once again. 2 more runs come across for Roger Williams on a pair of hits and an error. They leave the bases loaded and will move along into the 6th. Spartans have their work cut out for them, down 4. Jarrett, Armstrong, Murley due up when we return. New pitcher into the game is Matt Vernacatola for Roger Williams. Vernacatola, number 19, a sophomore out of Berlin, Connecticut. 6'1" right-handed pitcher. I believe we saw him last season in one of the games. Get you some information on the righty here in just a minute. Let's get you the final line. First on starting pitcher Kyle Schaefer, who was very good today. 5 innings pitched, 5 strikeouts, 4 hits allowed, walked 3. Allowed a pair of runs, 82 pitches of the collegiate debut for Schaefer. Vernacatola will complete his warm-ups here. Comes into the game with a 4-run lead to work with.
The right fielder for Case Western Reserve, number 23, Cole Jarrett.
So Meantime, 5, 6, and 7 for Case Western Reserve. None of which of the players were in the lineup card to start the game, ironically enough. Cole Jarrett in, 0 for 1 in the game with a ground out to third. Lines that one into center field, and it's his first collegiate base hit. So Jarrett, first pitch swinging. Now the first pitch from the new pitcher. Gets a base hit there, and now a speed threat on the base paths for Case Western Reserve. And Jarrett, as Trey Armstrong will step up to bat. Armstrong 0 for 2, a strikeout, swinging, and a ground out. I'll look Jarrett back. He grounds that one over towards second. It's through for a base hit. So Armstrong with a single, back-to-back base hits to start the frame on just 2 pitches. Well, so much for waiting to see what the new pitcher has to offer. The Spartans have swung on 2 pitches and picked up hits on 2 pitches.
The first baseman for Case Western Reserve, number 2, Noah Early.
So that'll bring up Noah Murley, 1 for 2 with a single and a strikeout. Spartans jumping on for Nakatola here, who did not pitch last year against the Spartans in the 2 games the teams played against each other. Outside there, it's ball 1. Now the 1-0. Murley awaits the pitch. Checks his swing. They'll call it a strike, 1-1. Murley gets that in the air, deep towards left field. Playable out there, though, for Galino, who back on the warning track makes the catch for the out. Tagging at second and coming into third standing up will be Cole Jarrett. And so, well, an out, and that is not a sacrifice fly for Murley. Certainly a productive out there. First and third now with 1 gone in the frame. And now Samuel Neal will be the batter, and Neal 2 for 2 in the game today. Started the day with his average at just 136. He's raised it all the way up to 208. An RBI double in the second inning for Neal. Singled in the 5th and came around to score. Double play depth, cheating Neal in at the corners. He takes a cut at that one and fouls it back. It's 0-1. For Nakatola, 1 inning pitch this season. Came in that game against North Carolina Wesleyan, allowed a hit and a walk in the frame, but didn't give up a run. Oh, 1 the count on Neal, the left-handed hitter out of Smithfield, Virginia. Starting to come out of an early season slump, the 0-1. Down and in, 1-1. 1 out, men on the corners. For Nakatola, an all-CCC third-team selection last year. Swung on, fouled back. 1-2 on Neal. Well, Case Western Reserve is going to have to find a way to get some runs this inning. And the first 2 batters reach on base hits, starting to make a bit of a breakthrough. But the team down 6-2. Can't waste opportunities here in the 6th. The pitch inside, and it hit him. Neal's going to wait his turn after some controversy earlier in the game, but he does get hit by the pitch. And will move down over to first base, and that will load them up, bring the tying run to the plate for the second straight inning for the Spartans as Jacob Lott steps in. Well, the umpires will talk this over, and I'm not sure what they're talking over here. I guess they're going to ask if Neal stuck any part of his body in the way of that one. And they're going to call Matt Englander over, and if they call that back, he's not going to be happy. And I can't imagine why they're talking to him if they're not going to call him back. And they're going to signal Sam Neal back, and Matt Englander just kind of throws his hands up. We're going to have to get a count here as well. They're going to have to get Neal's bat back, or do they say he struck out on that one?
The Spartans, the shortstop, number 1, Jacob Lott.
And so, yeah, they will call that a strikeout instead. And again, maybe it's a new rule I'm not familiar with, that if they say the batter sticks his hand out in the way of it, then maybe that's considered a strikeout. But again, that's, boy, tough call there, and that will be the second out. So instead of the bases being loaded with 1 out, it's now first and third, 2 away. Armstrong at first, Jarrett at third. And Jacob Lott, the hitter, fouls off the first pitch, 0-1. That is a tough call there, and now let's see if Lott can maybe turn things around a bit here. Batting at .207 on the year. 0 for 2 in the game. A fly out to center and a ground out to second base. The 0-1. Outside corner called strike, 0-2. Vernacatola now a strike away from working out of a 2-on, nobody out jam. Not behind in the count, 0-2. Vernacatola sets on the hill and delivers. And he swings, line drive, center field, base hit. Coming in to score on the play is Jarrett. Armstrong stops at second. It's an RBI single for Lott on 2 strikes on the count. A good piece of hitting there, and that will cut the lead down to 3. 6-3 the score. And a big base hit there, and now Rocco Ma coming to the plate, representing the potential game-tying run. And a guy with some power. Remember, last season he set a program record with 11 home runs, hit 3 home runs in a game, one of them an inside-the-park home run against Roger Williams in a 12-1 victory last season. No home runs yet this season for Ma. Spartans will settle for a base hit here if he can get one. A little low on the first pitch from Vernacatola, and it's a 1-0 count. And again, you have to start putting some crooked numbers on the board here if you're the Spartans. Let's see if they could do so here. 1-0. Letter high strike on the outside corner, 1-1. Top of the 6th inning, 6-3, Roger Williams leading. Tying run at the plate with Armstrong at second, Lott at first, Ma at the plate. The pitch. Takes it, calls a strike on the inside corner. 1-2. Fouled off. Moss stays alive. 1-2 still. Here's the 1-2 on the way. Swung on, topped over to short. Will go the long way to first, and not in time. They say it pulled him off the bag. Rounding third and coming in to score is Armstrong. And that'll go as an error on the throw by the shortstop, who had an opportunity to go the short way with that one. Good job by Armstrong, who kept running on that one. And now Jason Tower, the head coach for Roger Williams, will come out and have a talk with the umpire in the field, Bill Benson. And I'll tell you, if they overturn this one, you might have to have a nuclear watch down the third base dugout with Matt Englander. See if the umpires will talk this one over. What makes it even more confusing here if they do overturn is that the first baseman dropped the ball when it was all said and done, and they do call him safe. And like I said, I think Matt Englander would have had a nuclear meltdown if they overturned that one. So it'll go as an error, bring across the second run of the inning for the Spartans, and it's now first and second with 2 away. And that will bring up Jake Ryan, now representing the potential go-ahead run with the tying runs on the base paths. Lott the runner at second, Maw at first. Pretty good speed for both of them. Ball in the gap will probably score Maw. Ryan at the plate has been the team's best hitter this season. Fouls off the first pitch on a check swing. It's 0-1. Again, Ryan was right on everything down against Oglethorpe. Looks like the baseball came back on the field. So Jason Tower, head coach for Roger Williams, will get in a few extra steps as he jogs down to pick up the baseball. 0-1 now the count on Jake Ryan, the sophomore left fielder. Little inside, 1-1. Appeared to be a pitch that we've seen called a strike a few times today. For Nakatola. Delivers the 1-1 to Ryan. Ground ball it up the middle, through for a base hit. Lott waved around third. Maw headed for third. Here comes the throw. It's in towards third base. Everybody's safe. It's an RBI single for Jake Ryan. And now Case Western Reserve back within a run. 6-5 the score, and the tying run just 90 feet away with 2 outs. So first and third, 2 away.
For the Spartans, the third baseman, number 19, Jacob Kusha.
And again, we'll see if there's anything going on the base paths here with first and third and 2 outs, as Jacob Kusha will be the batter. Kush 1 for 2 on the day, a single, a walk, and an RBI ground out. He's batting at .296 on the season, hitting here with the tying run at third, go-ahead run at first. First pitch, called strike on the lower inside corner, 0-1. 3 runs across in the inning for Case Western Reserve. They pulled back within a run. For Nakatola, has to be careful with Maw at third. Wild pitch could bring across the game-tying run. That ball lifted into the air, right field, deep, but should be playable. Going back and making the catch at the edge of the warning track in right is Danny Roth for the final out of the inning. Kusha gave it a nice ride, but unable to drive in the final run to tie it up here. 8 batters come to the plate in the inning for Case Western Reserve, and the Spartans score 3 runs on 4 hits and an error. We'll move into the 6th inning. 6-5 the score. This one getting a little closer for Roger Williams. Heart of their order, Jenkins, Roth, and Kamner due up when we return. Paul Slota delivers the first pitch high of the inning to Brandon Jenkins, the 3-hitter for Roger Williams. And now a called strike as the count evens up at 1-1. This is one of those innings where if you're Paul Slota, bat's just made a dent in a 4-run lead. You want to get back up at bat. Pound the strike zone here if you're Slota, as that one fouled off 1-2. And a called strike 3. Slota with the strikeout. Good way to start the frame. So a strikeout to start the inning for Slota as he retires Jenkins, but now another challenge here. It's Danny Roth will be the batter. Roth has driven in 3 today, including 2 on a home run. Count evens up 1-1. Slota delivers. Swing and a miss. 1-2. Paul seems to have zoned in on his location a little bit more here. 1-2 the count. 1-2 delivery on the way. Swing and a miss. Strike 3 on the changeup. Dropped by Whippazinski. Has to complete the play at first, but does. 2 gone. Back-to-back strikeouts for Slota. That is a nice pitch. When you have the velocity that Slota does, it doesn't take much to drop that changeup in there. If you keep that arm speed the same and can change the speed of the pitch, that could deceive a lot of hitters. You see a good job there by Slota. So 2 quickly retired. He's done the job so far. Now Kamner at the plate. Swings and fouls it back 0-1. Kamner 1 for 3 on the day. A ground out to third. A single. Reached on an error his last time up. Swing and a miss. 0-2. And Slota a strike away from a very quick inning here. Looking for a chance to strike out the side. 0-2, 2 away, bases empty. The delivery from Slota. Little bit outside, 1-2. Looked like that was maybe the changeup off the outside corner. Got to pair that with a high fastball, right? 1-2. A fastball in the dirt, 2-2. Timeout called at the plate by Kamner. Eli Kamner, senior for Roger Williams, awaits the 2-2 from Slota. Swung on line, drive into center field. That's a base hit. So Kamner doing a good job battling back in that count. Ending up with a base hit to center. So 1 on with 2 away. Now Anthony Dominguez will be the batter. Dominguez 3 for 3 on the day with 3 base hits, including a suicide squeeze his last time up. That scored a run. Ground ball hit to short on the first pitch. Lott has it, flips over to second in time for the out. And it is indeed a quick inning for Slota. We'll move into the 7th. It's a 1-run game. Case Western Reserve University trailing 6-5 in this one. Due up for the Spartans. 4, 5, and 6 in the order. Whippazinski, Jarrett, and Armstrong when we return. Welcome back as left-handed pitcher Craig Demers will check into the game, a junior. Out of Acushnet, Massachusetts, Fairhaven High School, 6'3" lefty. Demers did not play his freshman year. Pitched in 3 games last year, allowed 8 runs in 4 2/3 innings, struck out 4. All those strikeouts coming in one long outing against Amherst.
The catcher, number 18, Tyler Wipazinski.
And he'll start things off against Tyler Wipazinski here. Lefty-righty matchup. See if Wipazinski can take advantage. Swings to the first pitch. Chopper down the third base side. Nice backhand there. Long throw to first. And just in time to get Wipazinski for the out. 1 gone. A little chopper down the line there, but that was a very, very nice play by Tyler Cedeno. So 1 retired, and Cole Jarrett will be the batter. Jarrett got things started last inning with a leadoff single. His first collegiate hit came around to score the first run of the inning. Takes a called strike, and it's 0-1. 6-5 the score with 1 out here in the 7th. The 0-1 in the dirt, 1-1. Now the 1-1 on the way. Taken for a strike, 1-2. Hit softly into center field, dropping quickly and in for a base hit. 2-strike single for Cole Jarrett, his 2nd straight hit. And some speed on the base paths here, representing the potential game-time run with Jarrett on and 1 away. And the batter will be Trey Armstrong.
The designated hitter for Case Western Reserve, number 3, Trey Armstrong.
Armstrong, 1 for 3 in the game. A single in his last at bat, came around to score an unearned run later in the inning. Hit a ground ball through the right side his last time up. Takes a first pitch strike, and it's 0-1. Big at bat here for Armstrong, who's had a knack this season for coming up with a big hit when the team has needed it. Down and in, 1-1. Swing and a miss, 1-2. I should do this before I go any further. Is wait until after the at-bat here with Armstrong. Another base hit through the right side. That hit Jarrett? No, it didn't. Skips over it, and it'll stop at second base. So it does not hit Jarrett. I thought it might have there for a second, but no argument. Good job by Jarrett to avoid that one. Another 2-strike hit for the Spartans. It's 1st and 2nd now with nobody out. Or with 1 out, excuse me. And the batter now is Noah Murley. Let me do this before we go any further. Today is the 12th, so I still have 24 hours to go, but tomorrow is March 13th, and it's a very special day. And I know she's out there listening now because she just texted me, but tomorrow's my mother's birthday, so I need to make sure I wish her a happy birthday to Rhonda Shore, who's out there listening right now, as that one misses down and in to Noah Murley, 1-0. She's listening back home in Bayside, New York. Step off the mound there. Nice fastball there for a called strike, 1-1. Again, apologies in a big situation if I get a little bit personal here, but all of you have mothers, and you know how important it is to wish them a happy birthday. Murley skies that one, back behind short. Should be an infield fly rule. It is, even though it's on the outfield edge. And that will be the 2nd out of the inning. Second time today we've seen the infield fly rule called. So a good time to go over that. The infield fly rule, the purpose of it is to prevent a fielder from dropping a ball intentionally and setting up a double play. It's called the infield fly rule, but really the intention of the infield fly rule is not whether the ball is in the infield or not. It's any time an infielder is underneath it, is camped out underneath a pop-up like that, in a situation where they could turn a double play by dropping the ball, and that would be advantageous to him. It takes that out of the equation. Neal takes the first pitch for a ball. It's 1-0. Neal hitting a 200 on the year, 2 for 3 today. Big at bat here for Neal with the tying run at second base and 2 outs. Called strike, looked like a changeup, 1-1. Again, the rule for the infield fly is that once it's called by the umpires, the batter is out no matter what. The runners can advance on their own accord anytime they want, so if the ball is dropped, the runner can move up without tagging. That one hit softly out in front of the plate. Will it stay in fair territory? It does. Scooped up by the catcher. The throw in the dirt, not in time. And safe at first is Sam Neal. Holding at third base is Jarrett, so that will load the bases up. But Neal beats that one out on a swinging bunt. And now the bases are loaded. And coming up to bat will be Jacob Lott. Lott 1 for 3 on the day, hitting a 233 on the season. An RBI single his last time up. Scored a run as well. A bat with the bases loaded. And 2 away, the pitch. Swing and a miss, 0-1. Speaking about guys who get hits in big situations, Lott has been that kind of a player throughout his career. Early on in his career, just a sophomore. But he has a knack for getting a big hit when the team needs it, and certainly they could use one here. The 0-1 on the way. Up high, 1-1. Tying run at third base, go-ahead run at second. Neal also on at first. Bases are loaded, 2 away. We're in the 7th inning in a 6-5 ball game. Roger Williams with the lead over Case Western Reserve. The 9-hitter, Jacob Lott at the plate, awaits the 1-1. Checks his swing. They'll say it went around, and the count goes to 1-2. So Deemer's now a chance to work around a bases-loaded 2-out jam. Ahead in the count, 1-2. The pitch on the way. And stepping off the mound as the shortstop, Hoban tried to sneak back in behind Armstrong. Armstrong with a big lead over there at second base. Now to the plate. It's inside and it hit him. And he will get they're going to call him back and call it a called strike 3. And Matt Englander throws his helmet. That's the 3rd time today they've called that. And Englander is going to ask that they check with the umpire in the field. That would be the 3rd time today they've called that. And let's see what the call is here. Roger Williams has left the field. That would be, again, a rough call there. Let's see what the discussion is. It was a 1-2 count. This is a long discussion here between the umpires. It would be the tying run coming in if they say it hit him. And they're going to call him out, and they're going to turn this call over again. And Jason Towers can't be happy, but they're going to turn this one. They're going to overturn this call. They're doing the same thing they did with head coach Matt Englander, where they called the coach over. I would argue that this has gotten a little bit out of hand today, to say the least. And Lott has now gone down to first base. And he's standing there. The Spartans runners are all there. Jarrett is just going to stand at home plate, which is what you need to do here. Don't go head back to the dugout just yet. Nick just signaled, Nick Callahan, the coach at first base, just signaled safe to Matt Englander. And I think that's to prevent the steam from coming out of his ears any further. But if that is called a hit batter, and they will issue him first base, and we have a tie ball game. It's an RBI hit by pitch. And we are tied 6-6, and boy, listen, maybe they changed this rule or something, but I think the home plate umpire, Bill Benson, I would say has maybe been a bit oversensitive to those situations today. Would probably be the kind way to say it. And I think initially, the first one they got called back, I don't necessarily have an argument with the fact that Noah Murley probably stuck his elbow out there. But we saw 2 since that have been called that way, and this one reversed. And I think reasonably so. They're going to let Demers throw a couple of warm-up pitches here with the bases loaded, 2 away in a 6-6 ball game. 6 runs on 11 hits, 1 error for Case Western Reserve. 6 runs on 12 hits, 2 errors for Roger Williams. And Rocco Ma will bat here with the bases loaded and 2 away in a tie ball game, 6-6. Well, Ma's the guy you want up if you're Case Western Reserve. He's hitting at just .231 on the year and is 0 for 3 in the game today, but has been on base his last 2 times up, reaching on an error and a hit by pitch. So Ma will bat with the bases loaded, a chance to give Case Western Reserve its first lead of the game. First pitch fastball called a little high, and after a long delay, if you're a pitcher, you'd love to get that call. It's 1-0. Ma fouls that one off. Well, the word before the game was Bill Benson and Richie Talent both working game 2, and that they flip a coin to see who's working home plate for game 2. I would be very surprised if Bill Benson is working home plate for game 2. Might be crying uncle after this one. 1-1 the count. Bases loaded, 2 away. The pitch to Ma in the dirt. 2-1 now. Ma waits the 2-1. Swung on line drive, right center field. That'll get down for a base hit. 1 run in to score. Neal turns the corner at third. He's coming home and will score safely. And it's a 2-run lead on a 2 RBI base hit for Rocco Ma. 8-6. The Spartans on top for the first time today. A huge base hit for Rocco Ma, who comes through. Lott goes all the way to third. And the Spartans on top for the first time today. So it's 8-6, and now red-hot Jake Ryan to the plate. Ryan, an RBI single his last time up. He's 1 for 3 on the day. Good speed on the base pass. Pickoff attempt to first is in the dirt. Lott taking a few steps off third base. But a good job by the first baseman for Roger Williams. Brandon Jenkins to act almost as a catcher on that one. Just block the ball, keep it in front of you. Now the pitch. Fastball up and out, 1-0. Another big at bat here for Ryan. Trying to keep the inning going. Up and out, 2-0. Jacob Kusha waiting out on deck. Demers will take a long walk around the mound. Now settle back in as he tries to compose himself. Not an easy situation for him. He was already back in the dugout when he was called back out after the hit batter call was overturned. Outside, ball 3, and things seem to have unraveled a little bit for him since then. Again, keep in mind here for Ryan, he had the green light against Oglethorpe on a 3-0 pitch that he deposited deep over the wall in left center field that 2 days ago. Does he get another green light here, 3-0? Takes it up high for a strike just on the upper outside corner of the plate, and it's 3-1. Didn't seem to show any signs of swinging there, but now certainly will be a hitter with a 3-1 count. 3-1 on the way. And that one a called strike. Full count, 3-2. So Ma will get an early start from first base. Important if a ball is put into a gap. 3-2 count on Ryan. Runners on the corners. 8-6 Spartans leading. 3 runs in each of the last 2 innings for Case Western Reserve. The pitch. Ryan pops it up. Foul territory. Will it stay in play? Back to get it is Bosco, the catcher. Fading back. Falls as he makes the grab and holds on for the out. And that will end the inning. But Case Western Reserve with 3 runs on 4 hits, including a go-ahead 2-run single for Rocco Ma and a bases-loaded hit-by pitch to Jake Lott. We will move along into the bottom of the 7th, and the Spartans will begin an inning with a lead for the first time today. It'll be the bottom of the order for Roger Williams facing Paul Slota when we come back. Dominguez, Bonavita, and Hoban due up when we return. Well, 8-6 the score. The Spartans, 3 runs in the 6th, 3 in the 7th. They take a lead for the first time today in game 1 of a doubleheader against Roger Williams. And now Roger Williams trailing by 2. We'll send the bottom of their order up. Dominguez, Bonavita, and Hoban. Paul Slota has retired 4 straight. Starts off this inning with a ball to Dominguez, who's hitting at .333 on the year. Again, just the 3rd game of the season for Roger Williams. As that one hit into right field. Jarrett underneath it. 1 away. Now Bonavita to the plate. He's walked 3 times today, scored a run. Walked in his only at bat against Slota. Corey Brown has gotten up in the Case Western Reserve bullpen and begun to throw. Pitched to 1 batter and got the final out of the game yesterday for his 2nd save of the season. Slota misses outside with that one, 1-0. Bottom of the 7th, 8-6 the score. Bonavita at the plate, the freshman awaits, swings and pops it up, foul and out of play. 1-1 the count. Here's the 1-1. Little outside, 2-1. That's one of those that's probably outside either way, but it's close enough that if Whippazinski was able to catch that cleanly, he might have been able to frame it. Outside there, 3-1 now the count. Last thing you want to do in this situation is walk a batter if you're Slota. Have to attack hitters now with the bases empty and a 2-run lead. 3-1. Called strike. Full count, 3-2. It's probably about as heavy a workload as Slota has ever had in his career as a Spartan. He's going to throw his 40th pitch of the game next. Bonavita, who's walked 3 times already in his collegiate debut, takes that. It's a called strike 3. Another strikeout for Paul Slota. That's 3 in the game now for Slota. And with 2 gone, he'll face the 9-hitter. It'll be Tommy Hoban, the shortstop. Hoban 0 for 3 in the game, 2 pop-outs and a strikeout looking. Takes a ball, and it's 1-0. Hoban popped out his last time up. Lines that one into left field, and that'll get down in front of Ryan for a base hit. Back to the top of the order now for Roger Williams. Joey Galino, the batter. Galino has been on base the last 3 times he's come to the plate, including a walk in his last plate appearance against Slota. It came with the bases loaded and 2 away and brought in a run, the 6th run of the game for Roger Williams. There's that changeup, swing and a miss, and it's 0-1. The 0-1 pitch. Letter high fastball, 0-2. Slota rubbing up the baseball, hoping for one more strike here. Runner on at first, the tying run at the plate, and Joey Galino. The 0-2 from Slota. Inside, misses, and it's 1-2. One-two pitch. Down and out for a ball, 2-2. This is one of those games, if you're Case Western Reserve, if you can find out a way to eke a win out here, that would be a pretty good accomplishment against a good Roger Williams team. They're leading 8-6 as the 2-2 on the way from Slota. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Slota down swinging. He lives up a hit, but is unscathed in the frame, and we'll move into the 8th. 8-6 the score. Case Western Reserve, 3 runs in the 6th, 3 in the 7th. Let's see what they can do in the 8th when we come back. Kusha, Whippazinski, and Jarrett due up when we return. Welcome back once again. Case Western Reserve leading 8-6 in Game 1 of the Spartan Southern Classic, and we've had a nice one here today. First pitch to Jacob Kusha, who leads off the inning. It's called strike, 0-1. Deemers staying in. Kusha 1 for 3 on the day. A walk, an RBI ground out, a single. He's also flown out to right. He's the only Spartan batter to not bat last inning. As the count evens 1-1. So he'll be facing Deemers for the first time today. Ground ball, first base. Nice stop there at first base by Jenkins, who takes it to the bag himself for the out. 1 gone. Another hard hit ball by Kusha. He's pretty locked in at the moment.
The Spartans catcher, number 18, Tyler Whippazinski.
Now Tyler Whippazinski to the plate. Whip seeing his average drop a little. 0 for 4 today, now hitting at 200. Fouls that one off, 0-1. Another one fouled away, 0-2. See if Whip can get a hold of one here, 0-2. Down and in for a ball, 1-2 the count. Deemers had some trouble closing out hitters last inning. Had 2 strikes on a number of the Spartans hitters before letting them on. That one, ground ball through the right side. It's a base hit for Whippazinski. So another 2-strike single allowed by Deemers, who just has been unable to shut the door on some hitters today, and it's cost him. So with 1 out now, runner on for the suddenly percolating Cole Jarrett. Jarrett's average is up to 200 on the year. He had his first 2 hits of the season in each of his last 2 at-bats, a single in the 6th, a single in the 7th. Now 2 for 10 on the campaign as he takes the first pitch high for a ball, 1-0. Neither particularly hard hit for Jarrett, but that'll change in the future. He is a highly regarded young player for this team. Part of a really talented freshman class. Ground ball hit up towards the middle. Could be 2 if they hurry. Flip to second for 1. On to first. Double play. And that will end the frame. So a 6-4-3 double play. We'll move into the bottom of the 8th. 8-6 still the score. It'll be the 2, 3, and 4 hitters for Roger Williams. Bosco, Jenkins, and Roth due up when we return. Well, Paul Slota back out on the mound. He has pitched well in relief, but tall task ahead of him this inning as he starts off with a first pitch slider for a strike, 0-1. Some good hitters. Bosco, Jenkins, Roth. Fastball a little high, 1-1. In between innings, Jason Tower, the head coach for Roger Williams, came out to voice his displeasure at the slide at second base from Tyler Whippazinski. As that one rocketing in the air deep towards left center field. Going back is Neal looking up, and it's off the base of the wall. Neal catches up with it on the warning track. Bosco pulls into second. It's a leadoff double and will bring the tying run to the plate in the form of Brandon Jenkins. A long ball there, and boy, Bosco didn't miss a home run by very much. The Spartans had Corey Brown warming in the bullpen at one point, and we'll see if he gets hot here. So the leadoff hit allowed, a double. And now Jenkins will step to the plate looking for his first hit of the season. 0 for 4 so far in the game today. First pitch to Jenkins. Swung on that one, rocket in the air, deep down the line and right, tailing foul. And it's a home run off of the pole, or did they say it was in play? No, they'll say it was in play. They'll say it hit off the fence. And what I think they're saying is it hit off the foul pole, but below the fence line. And I think Matt Englander is going to come out and ask if it was fair or foul. And coming from the other side is Jason Tower to say it hit off the foul pole. Well, it'll either be, at this point, I believe, second and third. And it will be second and third with nobody out. So the tying run's in scoring position now. Bosco only gets to third on that play. And that's going to be something to watch out for here because, you know, Bosco was running hard the whole way. He should have scored on that one. But instead, 2 in scoring position now for Danny Roth, who already has driven in 3 today. And a world of trouble here for Slota after back-to-back doubles have put runners, oddly enough, at second and third. Infield pinched in at the corners. First pitch to Roth, down and out for a ball, 1-0. Well, as hot as Roth is, this is a situation you have to attack him at the plate. Can't load the bases with nobody out. Slota got Roth swinging his last time up as he sends that one foul down the line, 1-1. Well, today's game has not been without controversy early on here. The 1-1. Taken down low, 2-1. Brown continues to warm in the bullpen for the Spartans. 2 in scoring position, nobody out for Roger Williams, the pitch. Big swing and a miss, 2-2. Now the 2-2 on the way. Slota steps off. Combined 28 hits in this one for the two teams. Lots of balls being put in play here. Timeout call the plate. I think it's a sign of two teams whose hitters are happy to be playing in some warm weather today. Eight-6 Case Western Reserve, but that lead looking a little precarious at the moment, the 2-2. Swing and a miss at a ball in the dirt, strike 3. First base is open, so Whippazinski has to complete the play, but does. And a big strikeout there. And that will be the first out of the inning. So one gone, still second and third, now one away. Eli Kamner, the batter. You have to watch out for Kamner here, who already has gone 2 for 4 today, including a bunt single on a suicide squeeze. This one popped up just behind second base. Back to get it is Maul. Will look the runner back. And on the first pitch, Kamner pops it up. And a huge second out in the inning now. Oh, so it went from second and third with nobody out to second and third with 2 outs. Score remains 8-6. The tying runs remain in scoring position. And now Tyler Cedeno, the third baseman who's had himself a nice game, will step up to bat. Cedeno 3 for 4 on the day. A base hit here should tie it. Breaking ball, called strike on the lower inside corner. 0-1. Now the 0-1. Down and out. Whipzinski gloves it cleanly. Has to keep the ball in front of him here, with the 2 tying runs in scoring position. Bosco at third, Jenkins at second. Jenkins almost tied the game on a home run. Now the 1-1. Fastball in the dirt, bounces away from Whipzinski. The runner coming home, the flip, and coming in safely on a wild pitch is Bosco. Well, that one almost looked like it was happening in slow motion. Whipzinski rolled slowly away from him. He didn't move fast enough to go get it, and heads up base running there by Bosco, who comes in to score the run. It makes it 8-7. And then Whipzinski, instead of flipping it to Slota, who might have been a shade slow getting to the plate, tried to take it himself and just couldn't get any traction. And so now it's 8-7. The potential game-tying run still at second base, but it's a 1-run game now. The 2-1 pitch to Cedeno. Swing and a miss. 2-2. And Slota a strike away from getting out of this inning with a lead. Two, 2 outs. Slota has done great work in relief, looking for one more big out. Can he get it? Swung on, ground ball hit up towards the middle. Charging his lot. Fields can't field it cleanly. It'll be an error on the shortstop, Jacob Lott. Jenkins to third, now 90 feet away, representing the potential game-tying run. Cedeno, the potential go-ahead run here in the bottom of the 8th, is on at first, and now the batter is Anthony Dominguez.
The second baseman, Roger Williams, number 10, Anthony Dominguez.
Dominguez, 1 for 4 in the game. Englanders staying with Slota here. Brown ready in the bullpen if needed. First and third, 2 away, the pitch. Fastball up high, 1-0. Catches the inside corner, 1-1. Swing and a miss, 1-2, and Slota again a strike away from getting out of the jam. First and third, 8-7 the score. Jenkins the runner at third for Roger Williams. Cedeno the runner at first. Dominguez at the plate trying to even the score here. Behind in the count, 1-2. Slota looking for strike 3, and he has it as the pitch swung on and missed in the dirt. Whipzinski has it, throws to first in time to complete the play. And that will end the inning. But boy, no lead feels safe in this one, does it? It's 8-7 as we move into the 9th. The Spartans with the lead, but you get the feeling that they're going to need an extra run or two here. It'll be Armstrong, Murley, and Neal due up. 6, 7, and 8 in the order when we come back. Well, Deemer's staying in the game for Roger Williams to start the 9th. His team trailing 8-7 as Case Western Reserve comes up to bat in their half of the frame. And again, you get the feeling that a run here or two would be very, very important to the cause if you're a Spartan. Armstrong, Murley, and Neal due up. In a game where leads just don't seem safe. Been kind of a wacky game, some interesting calls. We've seen an ejection on a call at the plate when Ben Stawicki came in, did not slide on a play at the plate. Again, that's an automatic ejection. You can't collide with the catcher in the NCAA. We've seen a couple of hit batters called back, one that was called a hit batter and then called back as Armstrong on the first play. Hard liner, but right at the third baseman, and guy who's played some good defense out there all day, Tyler Cedeno, makes the catch. One gone. So quick out there for Demers. Now Noah Murley to the plate. Murley 1 for 4 in the game. A base hit and a run scored back in the second. Hitting at 200 on the year, takes the first pitch down low for a ball, 1-0. Outside corner called strike. 1-1. Murley out of Liberty Township, the Cincinnati area of Ohio. Takes a swing and a miss at that pitch. 1-2. The junior now in his third year on the team. Started the game as the team's right fielder, but took over for Stawicki after he was ejected. Not sure if Ben is eligible or not for Game 2 of the doubleheader, although I believe he is. Ultimately, that's an umpire's decision based on the nature of the ejection. 2-2 after the pitch in the dirt. Demers now sets and delivers. Swung on, hit softly. Back towards the mound. No, they'll say it was off of his foot, a foul ball. Two on the way again. Hit him. Noah Murley will take a look back to the umpire. No one's really sure what qualifies a hit by pitch at this point. He's had one called back already. But after Murley a little cautious at first, ends up going down to first base. And again, I think the right call there. So with one out, a runner on. Murley's got decent speed, although 0 for 2 this season on stolen base attempts. I'll bring up Samuel Neal, who's really starting to cook at the plate. 3 for 4 now in this game. He scored 2 runs, driven in 1, has a double off the wall in right field, and takes that pitch down low for a ball, 1-0. That ball rocketed deep towards center field, but playable. Back in center, making the catch is Kamner. Retreating to first base is Murley. It's a long fly out for Neal, who continues to hammer the ball on the spring break trip. But nothing to show for that one. He'll come back, and now a runner at first with 2 away for Jacob Lott. And Lott was the center of some controversy his last time up. Initially was hit by a pitch. He was initially said to have leaned into it. The umpire called it a strike 3. Matt Englander argued the 2 umpires spoke to each other and the call was overturned. It was with the bases loaded. It brought across the game-tying run, made it a 6-6 game, and the Spartans went on to score 2 more runs the inning. Lott is behind in the count, 0-1. Now it evens, 1-1. 50th pitch of the game for Demers coming up. 8 runs, 13 hits, 2 errors for Case Western Reserve, 7 runs, 15 hits for Roger Williams. Another one fouled back by Lott, 1-2. Lott hitting at .233. He's 1 for 3 in the game today. An RBI single and a run scored in the 6th. An RBI on that hit by pitch his last time up. The 1-2 on the way. Swing and a miss. Foul tipped actually back into the catcher's glove. Strike 3. And that'll end the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. A man left on. Last chance for Roger Williams. A 1-run lead for Case Western Reserve. And Corey Brown will come in from the bullpen to try to protect it when we return. Welcome back once again. Case Western Reserve University looking to close out a win here today, and it has been a tight one. 8-7 the score. Spartans were behind 6-2 heading into the 6th. They scored 3 in the 6th, 3 in the 7th, took an 8-6 lead. Roger Williams got one back in the last half inning. And now we move to the bottom of the 9th, and it's the last chance for the Hawks. Bonavita, Hoban, and Gulino due up for Roger Williams. It's 8-9-1 in their order, and they'll face a new pitcher. And Corey Brown, will tell you about him in a second, but a defensive change to tell you about first, as taking over for Noah Murley at first base is Casey McConaughey. McConaughey, the likely starter for the second game of the day, but also pretty good defensive first baseman will come in and play some first base here. So that's the third first baseman used today by the Spartans. Corey Brown finishes his warm-ups, the senior left-handed pitcher out of Crown Point, Indiana, Crown Point High School, 6'1", 188 pounds. Brown making his second appearance, I should say, in as many days. It's his team leading 4th appearance overall. No record on the year and a 2.70 ERA. He has a pair of saves on the season, going for his 3rd. Through 3 1/3 innings this season, he's given up 5 hits, a .385 opponent's average, 1 run, no walks, 2 strikeouts. First pitch fastball is in the dirt to Bonavita, and it's a 1-0 count. Bonavita, followed by Hoban and Gulino due up. 8-9-1 in the order for Roger Williams. Bonavita 0 for 1 on the day, 3 walks and a strikeout looking in his collegiate debut. The 1-0. Line drive over the head of the jumping shortstop, Jacob Lott, and into the left field for the first career hit for Bonavita. So Bonavita on at first, representing the potential game-tying run. And the batter now will be Tommy Hoban, the shortstop. Hoban 1 for 4 on the day. A single, a pop-out, strikeout looking, and another pop-out. See if he's looking to bunt here. You have to imagine he's going to try to get that runner into scoring position. Let's see. He does square to bunt. Gets it down the first base side. He'll make Brown field it. He picks it up, throws to first, on target for the out. And there's 1 gone in the inning, but the tying run now in scoring position. Bonavita moves up 90 feet. And a chance for this dangerous top of the order for Roger Williams to try to even the score. Joey Gulino now the batter. Gulino 2 for 4 on the day. A ground out, 2 singles, a walk, and a strikeout in his 5 trips to the plate. First pitch, a fastball up high, 1-0 to Galino, who is batting at .273 on the year. 1 run to tie, 2 to win if you're Roger Williams here in the bottom of the ninth. It's an 8-7 game. Brown trying to pick up the save. Working with the thinnest of margins, the 1-0. Swung on, foul, back 1-1. If all the excitement from the early game wasn't enough for you, we have a second one coming up about half an hour, 40 minutes after the end of this one. 1-1 pitch. Late timeout called. Bonavita, the runner, over at second. Galino at the plate. Brown comes set. Now delivers. Fastball low and in, 2-1. Little up and out, 3-1 the count. Tough situation here for Brown. You don't want to walk the hitter and put the go-ahead run on the base paths. But you don't want to give Galino something too good to hit here either. See what the veteran lefty does. His 3-1 on the way. Low in the dirt, ball 4. And indeed, the go-ahead run now on the base paths. And a very dangerous hitter now coming to the plate in the form of the catcher, Chris Bosco.
The catcher for Roger Williams, number 22, Chris Bosco.
Bosco 3 for 4 in the game. 2 singles, a double his last time up. Came around to score a run on a wild pitch. Also has a sacrifice bunt and grounded into a fielder's choice. Spartans back in double play depth in the infield. Hoping to turn 2 on a ground ball. First pitch, letter high, maybe a shade outside. It's a 1-0 count. Awfully close. Another one up high, 2-0. Action in the bullpen. It's Willem Boma, I believe. That is the tall righty Boma in the bullpen. It's a 2-0 count, and Nick Callahan, pitching coach for the Spartans, comes out. It's one of those where you just want to let your pitcher know, hey, you're still ground ball away from this one being over. Just take a deep breath. The meeting on the mound breaks up here. 2-0 count on Bosco at the plate. Bosco runs well, so certainly not a surefire ground ball or a double play on a ground ball to a middle infielder. Well, we'll resume play here after the long meeting on the mound. 2-0 count, 1 away. Brown comes set. Here's the pitch. Down low, ball 3, 3-0. Now, Bosco just looked in his dugout. Kind of nodded his head. Let's see if he gets a green light here. 3-0. It's low, ball 4. So now the go-ahead run 90 feet away. The game tying run 90 feet away. The go-ahead run is on its second. And the batter will be the left-handed first baseman, Brandon Jenkins, who picked up his first hit of the season his last time up when he doubled off the wall and right, just missing a home run. First pitch. Swing and a miss. A high fastball, 0-1. You have a decision here if you're the Spartans, and it looks like they will try to turn two and a ball hit to one of their middle infielders. They're keeping the infield back, reasonably so, with the double play in order. Coming in at the corners. As that one rocket in the air into right field. Going back, it's off the wall, and that will end the game. 1 run in, 2 runs in, game over, an RBI double, 2 RBI double for Jenkins. His second straight double, and Roger Williams walks off. Final score, 9-8. Now a walk-off double, and Roger Williams, after leading 6-2, falls behind 8-6, scores a run in the 8th, 2 in the 9th, and that will end it. So the Spartans fall back to 4-4 on the year. Roger Williams improves to 2-1. The winning pitcher is Deemers, while the loss will go to Corey Brown. And again, the game lasted roughly 2 hours, let's call it 50 minutes here. Well, again, I want to thank everyone for joining us. A reminder, Game 2 coming up. You're going to have to refresh your video page here in a couple of minutes. You'll get the link to the new video on there. Once again, Game 2 of 2 today coming up between these two teams. Final score in Game 1, a walk-off double for Brandon Jenkins, and Roger Williams wins. Final score, 9-8.